Nonetheless, Carrie has the night of her life. She gets the popular boy in school, dances under the papier-mâché stars, hell, she even becomes a prom queen. The magical event finally happens for her. So beautiful, so perfect. She can only describe it by this.
It's like being on Mars.
And that's when Carrie became loved by all the students and faculty members, one and all. Well, it turns out that the polls were rigged. Rigged by Chris and her man to take her revenge out on the ratty little girl from gym class. She had Billy go to the slaughterhouse earlier in the movie to beat on some pigs and get her a bucket of pig's blood to drop down on the unsuspecting prom queen from the rafters. Look at her. Look into her eyes. See that thirst for humiliation in there?
Isn't that the cutest little bloodlust you've ever seen in your life?
But the only girl that was ever nice to Carrie slowly but surely discovers the plan. Quickly, she plans out her next move. I said, quickly, she plans out the next move. Keyword, quickly. You know, I can't help but to think this is somewhat her fault. I mean, it could have been solved by... Take a step to the left! And nobody would have died, Carrie would have had a little more respect, and the chick with the oral talent would have been charged with attempted assault. But, nope. Instead, Carrie becomes drenched in a bucket of blood while her prom date is knocked out by the bucket, causing her to be the laughingstock of the gym. When the students erupt into a humiliating laughter, a familiar yet famous quote enters her head. Any and all sanity erodes away from her eyes as she completely loses herself to her telekinetic powers just for one moment, causing a massacre of students and faculty members alike by fire, electrocution, and even drowning until the entire school ends up going in flames as she walks away from what, in a way, could very well be her repressed emotions. Very few students managed to escape, mostly because they were out of the room at that time, including our best friend Billy and Chris. But not for long. All in all, if you take away the pig's blood and the gruesome massacre, it was actually a pretty nice prom, no? She eventually returns home by foot and is greeted by several candles in each room. Mom, I'm home. I think I won't be having school for the rest of the week. Making it to the second floor, Carrie cleans the blood off. Lord only knows if it's only from the pig or not, but Margaret eventually shows up to comfort the child, seeming to know what she's done, and... Wow, Marge. Wow. You are the official owner of this year's Bad Mom Award. You even managed to make Pamela Voorhees look like a completely sane individual.
Killer.
Now go die in a completely non-sacrilegious manner. Okay, thanks. Carrie holds on to her mother's dead body as the dilapidated house begins to crumble little by little. Home renovation must be a sin too, apparently. She goes into the closet, bringing her mother in with her, as the house now begins to crumble and burn, bringing Carrie and Morlock Jesus down with it. Last but not least, we see the only other survivor of the school massacre that we know of. The only girl who ever showed any kindness to Carrie, but at the same time lacked the courage to save her and many others. I'm assuming this is weeks or months after the event took place, because her mother speaks to someone on the phone saying that she seems a lot better than when she was, which then unfolds into one of the most seemingly beautiful, dreamlike scenes of the movie. Oh yeah, watch out for that!
It's alright. I'm here. It's alright.
And there you have it, the supernatural teen movie Carrie. My take? Carrie is a classic horror film that can be just as fun as it is scary. Despite being a little bit outdated and a little campy for this generation, the acting is actually quite good. You know, despite being, outdated and campy, there are times where you can feel the characters just get lost in their roles. Like, for example, Carrie's power overtaking her the moment that the blood drops on her and everybody starts laughing. Heck, even Piper Laurie got, 2 award nominations for her role as Margaret. The effects are rather cheesy, but managed to get the job done. It's a camp classic and a horror classic that's not hard to love, and it's best watched when having friends over for a good time or a Halloween movie marathon. Carrie gets 4 stars out of 5. It's a fun classic that can be both laughable and scary. Here's a question for you guys that I've asked earlier. Which one would this movie be considered? A supernatural coming-of-age story, or a tale of unholy vengeance? One could go deep in this topic. Carrie was a young girl with a latent ability to move objects with her mind. It seemed as though, throughout the movie, she had yet to completely control her power, but at the same time, she was bullied so much that she could have just completely let loose of her power on nearly everybody in the school. So, yeah, take a moment to think about that, and tell me what you guys think. I want to see comments.